Captain Jack Reynolds stared at the view screen with the defeated expression of a man who just found out his lottery ticket missed by one number. Again. So, let me get this straight, he sighed, running a hand through his perpetually disheveled hair. We've spent 12 years traveling to the edge of known space in humanity's first Titan-class vessel, and the moment we arrive, we crash into someone's mailbox. Communications Officer Vega Nairobi swiveled in her chair, arching a perfectly sculpted eyebrow. It's not a mailbox, Captain. Based on size comparisons, it appears to be some sort of interstellar beacon. And technically, we didn't crash into it. We just nudged it. Nudged it? Engineer Hank Woodley's voice crackled over the intercom. Captain, we knocked that thing halfway across the solar system. These aliens are going to think we're the cosmic equivalent of a drunk driver. The USS Hubris, humanity's proudest achievement and first Titan-class exploration vessel, drifted awkwardly in space. At 20 kilometers long and sporting enough firepower to level a small continent, it had been designed to showcase humanity's technological prowess. Currently, it was showcasing humanity's talent for finding trouble in empty space. Can we pretend it wasn't us? Jack asked hopefully. Vega's fingers danced across her holographic interface. Too late. We're being hailed. The view screen flickered to life, revealing what appeared to be a gelatinous purple blob with 7 eye stalks arranged in a pattern reminiscent of a lopsided crown. Behind it, other aliens moved about in what seemed to be a command center. Greetings from Earth? Jack attempted, trying to look dignified while mentally calculating how quickly they could flee if things went south. The aliens' eye stalks wiggled in what might have been anger, confusion, or indigestion. A series of melodic burbles and clicks emanated from somewhere within the purple mass. Vega frantically worked her translation algorithms. I think they're saying, "Why did you destroy our sacred pizza delivery notification system?" Pizza. Jack mouthed silently. Translation still calibrating, Vega whispered. It's probably a religious artifact or navigational equipment. Jack cleared his throat. We deeply apologize for any damage to your notification system. It was an accident. We come in peace from planet Earth and wish to establish friendly contact. More burbling ensued. They're asking if coming in peace involves ramming into everything we encounter, or if we made a special exception for them, Vega translated, not bothering to hide her smirk. Tell them it was a one-time special just for them, Jack muttered. No, wait, don't actually tell them that. Tell them it was a navigation error. The alien's top eye stalk extended toward the screen, giving the unsettling impression it was examining them through a microscope. After a moment, its gelatinous body shimmered with what might have been laughter. The alien finds our explanation amusing, Vega reported. They're introducing themselves as Ambassador Gloop of the Xylerian Confederation. Ambassador Gloop. Jack repeated incredulously. That's what the translation says. Jack straightened his uniform. Well then, Ambassador Gloop, on behalf of humanity, we extend our apologies and our friendship. Hank's voice interrupted over the intercom. Captain, I've analyzed the beacon. It's actually broadcasting on all frequencies. I think we just crashed into the alien equivalent of a highway billboard. Jack's professional smile didn't waver, though his eye twitched slightly. Is that so? Yep. Based on the fragments I've managed to translate, it was advertising something called Gloop's Premium Tentacle Moisturizer, for the discerning appendage. Vega snorted, quickly disguising it as a cough when Jack glared at her. So, not a sacred religious artifact. Jack clarified. More like an intergalactic spam ad, Hank confirmed cheerfully. Ambassador Gloop was still burbling away, apparently oblivious to their side conversation. Vega's translation program finally caught up. They're saying they've been monitoring our transmissions for decades. They find our species adorably chaotic and have been waiting for us to develop sufficient technology for formal contact. Apparently, we weren't supposed to find them for another 50 years, but our endearing clumsiness has accelerated the timeline. Jack wasn't sure whether to be flattered or offended. Tell them we're honored to meet them ahead of schedule. They're inviting us to follow them to their nearest outpost for proper introductions and behavioral assessment, Vega continued. Behavioral assessment? Jack frowned. Like we're pets at an adoption center. Science Officer Prisha Kapoor entered the bridge, tablet in hand and excitement lighting her face. Captain, this is unprecedented. First contact with a clearly advanced species who already know about us. The scientific community will be ecstatic. They think we're adorably chaotic and want to assess our behavior, Jack informed her dryly. Still excited? Even more so, Prisha beamed. This means they find us interesting enough to study. Great. We're the equivalent of cosmic zoo animals, Jack sighed, then straightened up. All right, inform Ambassador Gloop that we'll follow them, but we'll need to establish communication protocols and safety parameters. Vega relayed the message, then listened to the response. They say that's very cute and they're transmitting coordinates now. The view screen changed to show an enormous structure floating in space several light-minutes away. It resembled a massive snowflake made of gleaming metal and pulsing light, with dozens of ships of various designs docked around its perimeter. That's impressive, Jack admitted. And terrifying, added Lieutenant Raj Patel from the security station. Captain, we should proceed with caution. That structure could hold thousands of aliens. Agreed. Jack nodded. Shields at maximum. Weapons on standby but not armed. Let's try not to start an interstellar war on our first day. As the Hubris changed course to follow the Xylerian ship, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that humanity was woefully unprepared for this encounter. They had trained for hostility, trained for indifference, even trained for incomprehensible alien mindsets, but somehow being viewed as adorably chaotic hadn't made it into the first contact protocols. Captain, they're transmitting again, Vega announced. They want to know if we require assistance piloting our charmingly primitive vessel. Tell them we're quite capable of piloting our own ship, Jack replied through gritted teeth. Also, they're curious if the unusual structural protrusions on our ship serve a purpose or are merely decorative, Vega continued, fighting a smile. Unusual structural protrusions. I believe they're referring to our weapons systems, sir. Jack pinched the bridge of his nose. Inform Ambassador Gloop that all aspects of our ship design serve specific functions which we'd be happy to discuss during our meeting. As they approached the snowflake structure, more details became visible. What had appeared to be decorative patterns were actually thousands of docking bays, observation decks, and what might have been enormous hydroponic gardens. Scan complete, Captain, Prisha reported. The structure is approximately 100 kilometers in diameter, composed of materials unlike anything in our database. Energy readings are off the charts, but non-aggressive in configuration. Any signs of weapons? Raj asked. None that I can identify, Prisha replied. Though with technology this advanced, anything could be a weapon. Jack nodded grimly. Keep scanning. Vega, any update from our new friends? They're directing us to Docking Bay 42, which they say they've specially calibrated for our developmental level. How thoughtful, Jack muttered. As they maneuvered toward the assigned docking bay, the ship suddenly lurched, caught in some kind of tractor beam. We've lost propulsion control. Hank shouted over the intercom. They're pulling us in. Remain calm, Jack ordered. This might be standard procedure. The Hubris was gently guided into an enormous bay that could have held 5 ships its size. As the external doors closed behind them, a bubble of energy formed around the ship. We're being scanned, Prisha reported. Very thoroughly. After a tense minute, Vega's console chimed. Message from Ambassador Gloop, decontamination complete. Your harmful bacteria have been neutralized. Your beneficial bacteria have been improved. You're welcome. Jack blinked. They improved our bacteria? Apparently, Vega shrugged. Is that safe? Raj demanded. Prisha was already analyzing the scans. Remarkably, yes. They've actually optimized our gut microbiome. I feel really good, actually. Great, Jack sighed. First contact and they've already given us alien probiotics. The view screen activated again, showing Ambassador Gloop surrounded by 3 other aliens of different species. Greetings, humans of ship Hubris, came the translated voice, now smooth and articulate. We welcome you to Outpost Harmony. Please prepare your diplomatic team for boarding. We are eager to begin cultural exchange. Jack looked around at his senior officers. Well, folks, looks like we're about to make history. Let's try not to embarrass the entire human race. Vega smirked. Too late for that, Captain. We've already crashed into their billboard. As they prepared to disembark, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that the Xylerians' patronizing attitude was just the beginning. Something told him humanity's first official venture into the galactic community was going to be a humbling experience. And he was absolutely right. I'll trim down part 2 to make it shorter while preserving the key story elements and humor. The airlock hissed open, revealing a corridor that seemed to shift colors like an indecisive chameleon. Captain Jack Reynolds led his team forward with all the confidence of someone walking into an IRS audit. Remember, he whispered to his away team, we represent all of humanity. Dignity and professionalism at all times. Yes, sir, replied Vega, Prisha, Raj, and Hank in unison, just as a hovering orb zipped up and sprayed them with something that smelled like cinnamon and motor oil. Welcome spray, chimed a mechanical voice. Complementary pheromone adjustment to prevent panic attacks in multi-species environments. Ambassador Gloop waited at the end of the corridor, flanked by 3 distinctly different aliens. One resembled a walking pine tree with tentacles instead of branches, another looked like a metal filing cabinet with spider legs, and the third was simply a floating cloud of sparkling dust. Welcome, humans. Gloop's translated voice boomed cheerfully. Allow me to introduce my colleagues. This is Zrill, our logic specialist. The filing cabinet alien clicked its drawers in acknowledgement. This is Plex, our xenoanthropologist. The tree-tentacle creature waggled its appendages excitedly. And this is Ormu, our conceptual translator. The dust cloud pulsed gently. We prepared a cultural exchange package, Prisha offered, holding out a data chip. Zrill extended a metallic claw. How charmingly archaic. Physical data storage. The aliens led them into a massive chamber with a curved wall that appeared to be a window overlooking space. As they watched, the view zoomed in on Earth, showing the blue-green planet in stunning detail. We've taken the liberty of installing protective satellites around your solar system, Zrill informed them. Given your species' heightened paranoia and tendency toward self-destruction, we thought it prudent. Protective satellites? Jack repeated. Protecting us from what? From everything else, Gloop said slowly, as if explaining to a child. There are entities in this galaxy that would consider your planet a light snack. So we're in a cosmic wildlife preserve? Vega finally asked. More of a nursery, Plex corrected cheerfully. Earth is classified as an emerging intelligence zone with high biodiversity value. The Great Filter, the reason we haven't detected other civilizations, it's because you've been hiding them from us. Prisha asked. And you from them, Ormu pulsed. Your radio broadcasts are quite provocative. This explains the peculiar design of your vessel, Plex noted. It is both exploratory and militaristic. You came prepared to make friends or enemies. Standard protocol for unknown situations, Raj defended. Jack cut to the chase. So what happens now? Are we welcomed into the galactic community or sent back to our nursery? That depends, Gloop finally answered. The Confederation operates on principles of mutual benefit. What do humans offer? The away team exchanged glances. We're adaptable, Prisha suggested. Resilient, added Raj. Creative problem solvers, Hank offered. Stubborn as hell, Vega concluded. Jack smiled. That's exactly it. Our specialty is being generalists. Humans might not be the best at any one thing, but we're pretty good at almost everything. We don't give up, we improvise, and we're really good at thinking outside the box. You should see what we can do with duct tape, Hank added proudly. Plexa's tentacles wiggled excitedly. The humans use adhesive binding material as a universal repair methodology. Hank, never one to miss an opportunity, pulled a roll from his pocket and proceeded to repair a nearby broken console edge. The aliens watched in horrified fascination. You modified our technology, with adhesive strips, without understanding its function? Zrill's drawers rattled in shock. Fixed it, too, Hank said proudly as the console lit up. Alarms immediately began blaring throughout the facility. After the technicians rushed to undo Hank's repairs, Orma pulsed, and the translation came through, perhaps therein lies humanity's unique contribution, chaotic innovation. We have reached a decision, Gloop announced. Humanity will be granted provisional membership in the Confederation, with restrictions. Earth will remain under protection, with controlled technological advancement schedules. Each alien presented gifts, a universal translator, star charts, a sympathy fern, and knowledge spores. As they prepared to return to the Hubris, Gloop extended one final appendage. Our analysis revealed something concerning. Your species appears to believe it would triumph in any conflict with extraterrestrial life. This is, statistically improbable. Jack smiled thinly. With all due respect, Ambassador, humanity has survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and our own stupidity. We're too stubborn to know when we're outmatched. That, Zrill interjected, is precisely what makes your kind so dangerous. And potentially valuable. Back aboard the Hubris, Jack summarized their experience. So we're considered dangerous, psychologically immature space toddlers who've been living in a galactic playpen, and they're willing to let us join their club as long as we follow their rules. That about covers it, Vega agreed. We tell Earth everything. Full transparency. Then we negotiate terms that respect our independence while acknowledging our relative inexperience. As the Hubris disappeared into hyperspace, the aliens watched on their monitors. Will they succeed? Plex asked worriedly. The simulation gives them a 62.7% chance of causing a major diplomatic incident within their first year, Zrill noted. And a 73.4% chance of solving at least one unsolvable problem in that same timeframe, Gloop added. Sometimes, chaos is exactly what the universe needs. As the Hubris streaked toward Earth, carrying news that would forever change humanity's place in the cosmos, Jack couldn't help but feel they'd gotten off on the wrong foot with their new galactic neighbors, and somehow, that was exactly the right way for humans to make an entrance.